Hey everyone, welcome to Data Millennials. I'm Atul and in this video we are going to discuss about error and type of error in Python. So while writing programs, error may occur unwillingly which may prevent the program to run according to the requirement of the user, and the process of finding and eliminating error is called debugging. Python provides an exception handling mechanism that enables us to detect error and handle them efficiently. This enables us to execute program without terminating after an exception is caught. Once the exception is resolved, program execution continues till complete. So now if we talk about the different type of error that can occur in a Python program are basically three types of error. The first one is compile time error, second is runtime error, and the third is logical error. So let's see each type of error in detail. So if we talk about compile time error, so this is nothing but syntactical error found in the code due to which the program compilation does not take place. For example, let's say that while coding you have some incorrect spelling or incorrect number of parentheses, or you have missed using colon sign after control statement like if. So if we are using, let's assume that we are using a if statement, and if I'm saying 1 is greater than 0, and if I missed adding the colon, and then if I basically say print 1, and if I run it, you will see that you will have a syntax error. Even if you have an indentation error over here, let's say that we included this colon over here, and if I run this cell again, you will see that indentation error. Python compiler displays error message along with the line number in the case of compilation error, which will basically helps us to rectify the error. So let's go and see how the compile time error looks like with a little more practical example. So let's say that we have two number x equal to 10 and y equal to 56. And if I use a if statement clause saying if x is equal to y, then print x is equal to y. And let's remove this bracket from here. So in this program, we have deliberately left out a parenthesis in the print statement, and due to this missing parenthesis, the Python will throw us a compile time error, and the error that Python will show will be the syntax error, unexpected end of line while parsing. So let me run this, and you can see that we have an error over here, which is syntax error and incomplete input. Now let's take another example saying that again, if I have x equal to 10 and y equal to 56, and if I use if x is greater than y, and I'm going to print saying that x is greater than y. So let's keep x as 100 over here, okay? Now if I basically add an extra t over here, then what do you think? What will happen? We will get the name error over here. So if I run this, you can see that we are getting the name error. Similarly, let's take the same example and put it over here. Instead of this extra t, if I remove this colon, then we will be getting the syntax error, and it says expected colon. Okay. So in this program, we have deliberately left out the colon after if statement, and due to this missing colon, the Python throws us an compile time error, and the error that Python shows us is the syntax error expected colon. Okay. So wherever we violate the rule of writing syntax in Python, we have compile time errors, and this compile time error indicates that we have to fix something in the code, and then we can compile it. So let's see another error, which is runtime error. Okay, so let's say runtime error. Okay, now the runtime error, what comes to your mind when you think about runtime error? So runtime error occurs at the time of execution of the code or program. This error occurs after the check has been done for the compile time error. So let's take an example like data mismatch. And these type of error are however sometimes not understood by the program. Also in some cases these are not displayed, which leads to the abnormal execution of code, and it may even lead to the endless execution of the program. Let's talk about the data mismatch error. Let's assume that we are taking a user input. Okay, so we are taking a user input in which I'm putting int, then input, and putting please enter the number value. Okay, and let's print this user input. Okay, so if I run this, then I would be asked to enter the number. Okay, so if I input the value as 2 over here, then we can see that the program is running without any error. But again, if I run this program and gives the input value as a, the moment I'll input the value as a, and if I run this, you will see that we will encounter an value error. Value error is nothing but an invalid literal for int with base 10. And we are getting this because as we have used the int function over here in the program, and int function accepts only the number, while as a user we are giving a as a string. Now let's talk about the third and last type of error that we have in Python, which is the logical error. So the logical error basically occurs due to uses of incorrect logic in the program by a programmer. So let's assume a scenario that we need to compare something in our if statement, and we have used incorrect condition in the if statement to check the data. So these type of issue or error are actually known as logical error, and these logical error can be corrected by the programmer by modifying the program. So let's see an practical example of logical error over here. So what we are going to do is that we are going to write a simple if else statement in a program where we will be inputting the number, or we will be asking the user to input the number, and then we'll take that number and compare it with an integer type. Okay, so let me first get the user input, saying that user input equal to int input, please enter the day of this week. Okay, now I'm going to print this user input, and then I'm going to use the if statement, saying that if user input is equal to 1, then we are going to print Monday, or let's keep it short. Okay, now I'm going to use elif, saying that elif user input is equal to 2, then Tuesday. Let me copy this part. Okay, elif user input is equal to 3, then it's Wednesday. Elif user input is equal to 4, then it's Thursday. Elif user input is equal to 5, then Friday. Elif user input is equal to 6, then Saturday. And else we are going to print Sunday. Okay, in this program user is prompted to enter a number between 1 to 7, and the proper result will get generated if the user select the number between 1 to 7. So if I run this program and I select any number between 1 to 7, let's say that we have selected 3, then if I press enter, you can see that we are getting 3 and Wednesday. Okay, so we are getting the output as Wednesday. But what if the user selects a number which is greater than 7? Then what will happen? So let's say that if I run this again and select 9 over here, okay, or input the value 9, and if I press enter, we can see that the program is showing the output, and its output is Sunday. But that is not correct. In this program, the logical error occurred because it's showing Sunday when the number is not falling in the range of 1 to 7. In these type of situation, the end user will not be able to understand the reason of error and nature of error. Even sometimes the programmer is unable to understand the reason of the error and the nature of error. So this is sort of a logical error which we need to rectify based on the logic that we have written in our program. So this is basically a high level overview of error in Python, as we have three different type of error: compile time error, runtime error, and logical error. In our next videos, we are going to discuss about the exception handling in Python. Happy learning and see you in the next video.